I don't know what that was.
Whoa.
That was probably a dog bone being dropped on the floor upstairs.
I thought it was...
I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, something just made a noise.
Yeah. So it's funny, when I was recording at the theater, I would be there like late at night, and I would assume I was by myself because the office upstairs would be closed, and I didn't invite anyone. So
Yeah.
But the room I was recording in was right next to the staircase for upstairs. So sometimes when I would have like a more sensitive microphone on, and I would kind of zone out and get used to being by myself,
Yeah.
I would like forget that the condenser mic was on, and I would have it on in my ears, and I could hear, and I start freaking out like, what's going on? And it's just someone coming up the steps.
Footsteps on like a...
I got scared more than once in a situation like that.
There's a track from, I think, that same album I recommended a few weeks ago, by Oneohtrix Point Never, Replica. There's a track or a sample in one of his tracks where it's the sound of dress shoes going down an empty parking lot or an empty parking garage, and like he just kind of like loops it in a really specific way, and that always like freaks me out.
That album is very not soundtracky, sound effecty. It's very ambient.
Yeah, that's
sampley. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. Kind of like what Pink Floyd did when they were recording sounds of like a cash register.
Yeah,
and turning that into music.
What is it? Oneohtrix Point Never, aka Daniel Lopatin. That dude rocks. I love him. He indirectly started the genre called vaporwave under like a different alias. Mm-hmm. The other alias was called, I think, Chuck Person, and the tape was called Echo Jams Volume 1, and it's an extremely heavily sampled album. But what they do is they put a beat on a slowed down like jazz album or like elevator music, and then they just kind of follow through on that. But he's evolved into like such a good like artist. He made that Replica, and I liked it a lot. And then he made Oneohtrix Point Never, or no, that is who he is. Sorry, he made R+7, and that is probably my favorite album by him. Mm-hmm. And then after that, he made the movie soundtrack to Good Time, featuring Robert Pattinson, and Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. And it's just, dude rocks. Love him.
Yeah, you recommended the first album you said to me because you said that was the more first-timer friendly, and then you told me that the other one was like your favorite one of all time. Yeah,
that's like the one I usually intro everyone on, and then like...
So you kind of get the picture.
You don't get the roughest... Well, it's not rough, it's just different. Like, I think that's just all it is. It's a different like way of like... Because it's like it's just pure audio and like sound effects.
Yeah,
and I like trying to I actually tried to introduce Oneohtrix to a lot of like other people, and like I always found it's like trying to introduce someone to like a TV show like Twin Peaks kind of. You're just like, well, this artist is extremely talented and really good, and like a lot of the stuff he makes is really awesome, but like I'm assuming it was the same with like you trying to show me Zappa. It was just like, what's like that? What is like the album that's like?
I haven't tried to show someone a piece of music in a long time. Yeah, because music is so subjective, and the stuff that I listen to is usually very weird as of late. So
yeah,
like for you recommending a specific Zappa album, it's like maybe Cameron would like this because he's very open-minded. And he likes some of the stuff I've played in the car before, so
I listened.
But it's still taking a chance. Like when I wrote you that text, I was like, you know what, Cameron might hate this because like what I love about it is could be what somebody else really hates about the piece.
Well, we can roll the dice here because like once we recommend it, we can at least talk about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, maybe not so much with like other people, but like definitely.
Yeah, that's why I felt comfortable with you because even if it's not your thing, you'll just say like, "Hey, this isn't really my thing." Mm-hmm. So you're not gonna be like, lie and say that you listened to it and then try to hold on a conversation about the album that you didn't listen to on a show.
I listened to that one you recommended me twice. I need to probably listen to it one more time.
Overnight Sensation?
Yeah. And then I think I'll be good because I'm still...
Zappa's I mean, he's considered, many people consider him a genius. He's certainly, just from an audio perspective, recording perspective, making the most of the technology he had, he's still unmatched in that regard. Like studio recording techniques, things that he invented, certain standards he put in place still haven't been matched.
Would you say like his best thing is like his technical ability to like know how to record something and do it well?
I wouldn't say what his best thing is because I don't feel qualified to, because I've only scratched the surface of Zappa. So okay. I've been listening to Zappa for a few years now, but I'm still in that beginning phase of like a new fan, right? Because there's so much that I have not listened to. I've only listened to a few, and the few albums that I have listened to, well, it's more than a few, but the albums are so dense. Like even an album like Overnight Sensation, you're saying like, listen to it twice. I need to listen to it a third time really to get the picture. They're all like that.
It's not a fast like, okay, I got it. No, it's more like sometimes I got to run it back on a few because it's like, oh wait, maybe.
Yeah,
like
it's like watching a movie.
Yeah,
really. Zappa's density, his storytelling, his humor, for God's sake. Oh my God, that's probably the best part about him, his sense of humor. Mm-hmm. To go back to that other question, but Zappa's got more. Zappa says more in one note than most musicians did in their lifetime. Yeah. So, and that's not me saying that. That's like a lot of people who were into him. Mm-hmm. But he had some really strange sounds, and it's surprising that he became so popular. Mm-hmm. But I guess it's not that surprising because he was very prolific. But people like that don't get popular anymore, really.
I think people like that get popular. I just think like
we only got one of him.
Yeah,
I'm finding him hard to describe because he's one of these great people who walked the earth once, and you're never going to get a person like that again. That's me. That's completely unique.
That's me with Oneohtrix, kind of a little bit. Like I think his sound is like so distinct, and you can't compare it to like anything else. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think we need to like rework like how to release like, or not us specifically, but like how to release like sounds. And I'm saying releasing sounds because that can range from anything, but like,
yeah,
I'm trying to think of like, I think people like physical media still. I like it a lot. I'll collect vinyl every now and then. I just purchased 311's I think it's like the 25th anniversary of their Blue album or whatever.
Okay.
I bought that, and it's like that's physical media that I know I'm going to listen to later.
Where'd you get it?
I've been getting baited lately by Instagram ads.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no,
Interesting.
Instagram ads, that is one of the things where like I straight up got caught in the algorithm for, because you could, but the what is it? The it's like when you're going through a story, right? And you're sifting through it. Oh.
Keep talking.
Sorry.
Just doing my job here.
Is that yours or mine? Oh. Gotcha.
You said you wanted some.
I do. A second cup, perhaps. That's been my favorite word lately. Perhaps, because it's such an open-ended like word.
You gotta reach a certain age to say perhaps. I think I was saying this to my dad.
Yeah.
You can't be 19 and saying perhaps. Because no one's ever gonna take you seriously.
You need to.
You don't have the years behind you to say that word. You just sound conceited.
Yeah. Oh, you sent me. We need to remove the word whilst out of the dictionary.
Oh my God. It's just.
Was that who said that?
Yeah, that was me. No, I just. I don't text people, so when you get a text from me, I must be really frustrated about something.
Yeah.
So I was really hot on, it's just...
What was it?
You see something on YouTube and you're like, how is this entertainment?
No, you sent that to me, and I was like, whilst. I'm like, oh, did like I'm not joking. I watched I was watching like movie clips of like Barry Lyndon, and then that text came by, and I was like, oh, is he watching Barry Lyndon clips too by Steven Kubrick? I don't know.
I was not, but we were having some sort of brain bridge.
Yeah, I like the word perhaps, because like
perhaps is good. I use that word.
I like the merchant in Resident Evil 4 where he's like, what are you buying? What are you selling? Like stuff like that.
You would imagine him saying that word. He would say perhaps.
If you're like, hey, merchant from Resident Evil 4, I need this very specific thing. Do you have it? He would be like, perhaps, or something like that.
It's vague enough of a word for this world.
Yeah.
Because there really is no right or wrong answer. when you get right down to it.
When someone says perhaps, you're like, oh no.
Yeah. You're just stuck in the same problem you've always been in your whole life when someone says perhaps to you.
Yeah. But
it's like, yeah, well, that's right. Could be. Could not be.
Can't.
Yeah.
But
what were you saying before? I'm sorry, I cut you off when I was getting the coffee. I was hoping you'd be able to keep going.
No, we were talking about the word perhaps.
But, wait, I thought there was something else.
No, we were talking about physical media.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So like I still like physical media. I still collect it and all that.
Mm-hmm.
There is a subsect of like people that are like they're really. I know people that are really used to like collecting files, like audio files on their computer,
mm-hmm.
and then they're fine. And I don't mind that, because like if you have them at least on you, that's all that matters to me. But I was recently thinking, like, how like do you release like physical media with somewhat current technology in nowadays? Because like I think the physical media that is still being released now that is most current is a CD, right? Like,
yeah,
like I was thinking like I think I may have talked about
CDs
this,
are still good.
Yeah.
So my car is from 2013 and I love my car. I wouldn't want a newer car than that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird. The stereo in that car the amplifier just responds to CDs better. I don't know if it's because it's a larger .wav file, so it has more to amplify.
It probably is, yeah.
Or something like that. Or so when I switched from Spotify to YouTube Music, I noticed that they were amplifying the file, amplifying it a little bit better from the app.
Yeah.
Spotify was not giving as much preamplification for the songs. So like for me, for Bluetooth in my car, I can actually crank it a little bit louder using YouTube Music because they're giving you a stronger signal.
Yeah.
And I don't think the music industry has ever been good. I think when something like music comes into contact with something like industry, you get a bunch of shit and grifters and people ripping people off, and you get a bunch of fake music. I mean, there's a lot of music that
you get shoulder checked really freaking hard.
Yeah. And it sucks because if you really love music and you're really into it as a fan, and then you try and you don't know this and you try to break into the music industry and you don't realize that there's just nothing there. It's just all illusion. It's just smoke and mirrors, essentially. The only thing real about it is the music that you're making yourself. But there is nothing else aside from playing shows to people. All of that, I think Hollywood has kind of fallen apart at this point.
Yeah.
And I link the music industry to the Hollywood kind of machine.
Yeah. So. Hollywood's freaking. It's rough. It's so rough down there.
Bringing it back to Zappa real quick,
yeah.
He got involved in this pretty heavily because there wasn't any social media back then. It was just television and radio. And there's interviews, he would go on CNN and debate Tipper Gore, who's Al Gore's wife. There's this debate between him and her about music censorship. And, he was really hip to the whole censorship thing when that first started going on back in the 80s. I mean, it's a problem now, but he was really on top of it back then.
Yeah.
And it probably started even before then. I'm sure he saw it when he was a young man. But he ended up getting really, really involved because people were trying to censor his music,
so
unrightfully so.
So how exactly, I guess, how would have Zappa done it? So like when...
And I don't mean to keep talking about Zappa. It's just...
No, I mean, it
is a connection with...
Yeah.
Because that was something that when you look into his life and see interviews and watch what he did, it was... A lot of it is that.
Yeah.
He's on television, you know... it's kind of funny. You can see him on stage with no shirt on and his crazy hair and doing crazy music, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can see him just a couple years later wearing a suit, looks very nice, very well spoken, talking... He's on C-SPAN or whatever, and he's just making very reasonable points about censorship. So he's very, he's kind of a magician in that way.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, before I go back to physical media, hypothetically, if I was like Zappa now, how does the whole system of like... So when you're recording, right, you need to record, right, to create these sounds. I'm starting from like step one. So like, these guys back in the day, did they invest their money into like dedicated sound spaces and like studios, or were most of them always dependent on like, okay, let's go to this studio here to record? Like they never built it themselves, or like...
This is all speculation because I was not around back then. Clearly, if you can tell by how I'm talking, you could probably tell I wasn't around back then. I've just talked to people who have been. So, from what I understand, this kind of setup, you know, this everything we're surrounded by, most of it I was able to get for a fraction of what it truly cost, whether, you know, because it was old, used, needed repairs, outdated, whatever. But like where we are now, the most expensive part is the computer. And so if you can afford a computer,
really,
all else you need is an interface, and then that's really it. Everything else is extra to make it easier for you. Like, you know, these mics are great for what we're doing now, but we could use any mic to do this. So it makes it a little bit easier for us to get what we want with the more equipment that we have. But so that's a short version of what we're using right now to record this podcast.
Okay, yeah.
Back then, that was not as accessible.
Okay, so...
You wouldn't have been able to go on Craigslist or eBay and source a tape machine or a preamp for $100. Like, these are $100 preamps. That's really cheap for a mic preamp.
Yes.
Because I had to be really thrifty about it. So I don't doubt that there were ways to be thrifty about doing this back then, and I'm sure there are stories that I just haven't read. But as far as accessibility and cost, it's never been like how it is now. Never. So you would, have to rely on saving up your pennies and going to a studio and working with a technician and hoping that you have a good experience. And then that's where my knowledge completely ends, because I've never been...
Okay.
I've only been in home studios of other people. I've never even stepped foot in a real studio. Real, quote unquote.
Are they like
I hope that answers your question.
It did, yeah.
So it would be a way bigger to do this kind of stuff. It would be a way bigger investment.
Yeah.
Back then, so, as you go further back, the investment just gets larger and larger and larger.
Let me try to put it in the context within nowadays, right? So, what if you're like a group or a band that wants to record? How many studios are there within our area here, or Philly, for like someone to get like, you know, they don't want to put the money into like building their own set or studio, but they want to just be like, well, we wrote what we needed to do, but we just need to actually record it. Like, how are there like a lot of studios around here, or like...
This is one of my main points when I got into this, was like, okay, you can spend the money going to a studio. Right, and if you have a friend who you like their recordings, right, like if you have someone who's been recording for years and you said, you know, I want to go to Kevin next door, right, I'm going to go to Kevin and I'm going to have him record. I like his recordings. Great. I have the money. Perfect. Great. Okay. If you have the money, you have the guy, that's what you want to do what you want to do. because it's your thing. But if you're a band and you don't know where to go and you have these songs written, odds are you already have a rehearsal space if you are a band. And odds are there's enough money between you where you can scrape together, if you can scrape together the first couple sessions, then someone can buy an interface, someone can buy a computer if no one has a computer yet to run it. Hell, you could probably make an album on your cell phone if you wanted to, but probably be really annoying.
Yeah.
But my opinion always was, you're better off getting the equipment yourself and learning how to do it, because you're going to get to the point where you do that anyway. Right? Even if you're a recording artist and you record in the studio for 30 years, obviously you're into music. You're going to get to the point where you want to learn how to do it yourself, because the studio is an instrument.
Yeah.
So why wait and spend more money when you could just do it now?
Okay. So when you have...
You're way better off doing that. I mean, I think I read that one of Conan Moccason's albums was recorded in a hotel room. How the fuck do you record drums in a hotel? Hey, they did it. They did, unless that was wrong information. But you can rent an Airbnb on a farm and quit your job for a week, or push all your responsibilities off for just a short time. And, rent a place, get all your equipment there, and just go crazy.
I just realized that's probably how a lot of music videos are made now. Like,
yeah.
if you're recording a video and you just need space, but you want to do it in a house, you just literally book an Airbnb and then just record that and then release it.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that complicated.
Yeah, but but
when you have an industry around something, it creates complications that don't have to be there, because people who don't want to do the work and get paid will start. I mean, that's when you start to get middlemen.
No, it's right? The guys that will just throw logistics at you until your head hurts. Yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine if we had a podcast producer here for what we're doing? Can you imagine us sitting here? This is an extremely simple thing that we're doing. Now, if we were doing, I was thinking about this morning, if we were doing live streaming, if we were doing full video with 2 or 3 angles, and we had a legit studio, yeah, you need a producer.
Yeah.
But for what we're doing right now...
Not right now, no.
What the fuck? You're just throwing your money in the trash. You don't need... if you're able to talk into a microphone, you're able to do this on the computer. It takes very little time. Just open up the computer and learn how to do it. It's not very hard.
I think producers aren't like that.
And I'm talking nowadays, by the way.
Yeah.
10 years ago, probably, this might not have been the same. Again, I wasn't podcasting 10 years ago. I don't know. But nowadays,
yeah,
it's the easiest time to do all of this stuff now, which is what's really awesome.
Yeah,
I've been able to collect some really cool stuff because of where we're at right now.
Okay, was it I feel like whenever you need to hit a certain number to get a constant view count to get a producer, I think.
Yeah.
You could totally freeball it, but I know there's one producer that I like a lot. He seems to just be really good. He's on this other podcast I listen to. Once he joined, it just kind of seemed like they got way more popular, which is cool. However, there are would you say usually for I hear this with cartoons and all that sometimes. I wonder, do producers try to influence the writing a lot and how things look? I feel like they do that a lot with cartoons, at least, or TV shows. But they probably do the same thing with music.
I'm really not sure.
Yeah.
And again, I'm just kind of speaking from the hip here. Mm-hmm. I'm just telling you what I know from what I've seen.
Okay. So yeah, so you've got this band, right, that we're talking about. They've got their 12 tracks recorded. And
so going back to the, what would a band do if they want to record an album right now?
Straight up start to finish. So they record their 12 tracks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, once they have these 12 tracks, they probably source the studio that they recorded it in on the album, on the paper. And then once that is done, like the paper of the album cover or something.
The sleeve, yeah.
Yeah. So when you get your 12 tracks, what is the next step? Or like, what is the current day standard for like, what's the next step after that? Is it?
I don't know. You can go to a store. I mean, I made CDs. My CD promotion right now is if you sign up for the Patreon, the lowest Patreon tier is $2. You get a free CD in the mail.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing. I put out an advertisement about that. So, and another thing I thought of doing is I actually bought a cassette tape duplicator, and I haven't used it yet because it has some issues, and CDs obviously make more sense. But I figured, you know, I could just make a ton of cassettes or CDs and just bring them to a record store and say, hey, do you want to buy these?
Yeah.
Because I don't know how else to do it. And good luck making money through the streaming services. The streaming services are just designed to distribute money or distribute music and not pay you anything. It's like torrents but worse.
It's like torrents but worse. That's
yeah. It's like what it's like. Torrents were illegal, and then Spotify became a worse version of that. But now it's completely legal to do. So yeah. If you're a musician, what's great about being a musician is that you get to play music, and that's the best part. So everything else about it sucks, and you learn that pretty quickly. I mean, everything attached to it, because it's such a beautiful art form. There's just barnacles attached to it. So many barnacles.
And how do you clean those barnacles?
Good luck.
You get your scuba mask on.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, but shout out to my friend Drew.
What's up, Drew?
When I stayed over at his place recently, and then I was watching YouTube, and I typed in your name, and I subscribed from his account.
Oh my god! Okay, so I got that. I got notified for that.
So you got a +1 there.
Yeah,
but that was just me. So
hey,
yeah,
we're fully transparent on the show.
Yeah,
fully.
Yeah, no fast moves. So like,
thank you, Drew, for not unsubscribing.
Thank you.
Right?
Yeah,
I can say that at least.
I was like, sitting on the couch, and I was like,
couch.
And I was like,
super Canadian.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I'm gonna look up Liam, and then I saw the subscribe button like right there, and I was like, there we go.
Hey, I appreciate the support, no matter how contrived.
Yeah, but so when you have your 12 tracks recorded, I guess the next step would be, okay, how do I manufacture a physical device to hold these 12 things, right? And then that's probably the next step.
Your
right?
CD, like, do I want to do a cassette, CD, floppy disk, flash drive, whatever?
Yes, and that's...
Record.
Yeah, and that part, right? How... Is that where you go to the record studio to, like, make the disc? Or, like...
No, I mean, you can make discs at home. That's what I did. Like, if you sign up for the Patreon right now, and I send you a disc in the mail, you're going to get a disc that I made from my computer with a sleeve that I made out of my thrift store printer that I bought for $10. This is not a complicated or expensive thing to do. You make the album. The hardest part is learning how to do it. Okay?
Yeah.
You don't even have to mix your tracks yourself if you don't want to. If you like, you could just record everything and don't mix anything at all. Even if you just don't want to mix, you don't want to master. Just record all of it and send it to someone to mix, and you'll save so much money. Mm-hmm. And then you can just have someone else mix it. Now, you're going to have someone else mixing your music, which I wouldn't like, but you might not care. So you could spend a little bit of your money, have someone else mix it. They'll send you back a perfected, quote-unquote, perfected track.
Okay.
And you put that on a CD. You put your art on there. And then that's it. It's not complicated. You can make them it can all be done once the music is done. The CD making process it can all be done in a day.
Yeah, I'm speaking in terms of, like, hypothetically, if I was like if I'm a band,
your probably best bet is to play shows and to sell your stuff at shows.
Yes,
and that's something that I don't do.
I was thinking in the sense of right like now. I'm in a band that's on Vans Warped Tour, right? I'm using that as an example.
If you're on Vans Warped Tour, there shouldn't be a problem for you then in that case.
Yeah, so like if you're this band, right? I'm imagining like a band that has like 2,500,000, right? followers or something. So when it gets to that part where you have your tracks and you're like, all right, I'm going to release it. I'm this big band, whatever, right? Like, when they get to the part where they make the physical media, do those guys have like a friend that they go to make it, or do they go to these record, like I'm thinking of like Hopeless Records, for instance, or something? Do they go to those companies and like, all right, make these discs, CDs, floppy discs, whatever? Like,
I can't answer your question because I don't know.
Okay.
I've only done it the way I described. Now, if I owned a record company, right, and I made records for other people, and I mastered things, and I made vinyl for people, and I made CDs, well, I would either figure out how to manufacture in the United States, because we don't make anything here. We make nothing here. It's fucking embarrassing that we make nothing here.
Yeah.
So either find out a way to make it here, or you know what they probably do? They probably do this. Big record companies, they probably get your music, they pay some Chinese company, some Chinese kids are making the CDs, and they get their, whatever the artwork is.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's silk screening or however you take your graphic and you put it onto the physical CD.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
So because
mine, it's just, I just write what it is on Sharpie, because I can't.
No, I know. Yeah.
But you could put maybe a sticker on top of the CD or some type of silk screening, however they put that, verbatim CD, whatever it says on top. So you just send it off to China, they make the CDs, they send them back, and then whatever, America. And that's what America is right now.
Yes. And now that record studio, they have all these physical devices that are holding these sounds, right?
Your CDs.
Yes. CDs, vinyl, tape, stuff like that. They have these things that they can release. So does that record studio also do distribution, or do they give...
Yeah. That's part of the deal, yeah.
And I feel like...
That's what you do. I mean, you don't make music, so you have to do everything that's not. So you mix, master, produce, and then you get the music to the store. So if I have a contract with Capitol Records, part of their deal is, you'll be in X amount of FYEs next quarter, or something like that.
Got it. Okay. That's what I was trying to...
You have a contract with them. They have a contract with the people that you can't possibly have a contract with, because no one from FYE is going to have a direct contract with me as a person, because things just don't work like that. That's why I said you should go to a store. You should go to a mom and pop vinyl shop and bring your own made records and sell them there. Because when you go through all of this shit, it's just shit, right? It's all corporate, bureaucratic, send it off to China, cheapest possible thing. You're going to get defective CDs. Sorry, it looks like you want to say something.
No, I'm listening. I'm sorry.
So yeah, I mean, it's two totally different perspectives. So obviously I feel the way that I do about the commercialized version of it.
Okay.
Because it's
like, those record companies, right? They're usually the ones that will do like the sneaky move where it's like, all right, by the way, we get this, right? Is that usually them, or like is that just one person in that like studio that's like doing it, like usually the producer?
Well, if the whole point is to make money and you don't make music, what else are you gonna do? It's a fucking scam, and it always has been. It's just a prettily wrapped scam that people don't like to admit. So, but it's true. I mean, it's like anything else. It's just a fucking scam. You don't need it anymore.
No, okay.
So you don't need the middleman. You don't need that.
It sounds like you don't. No.
But our world is full of middlemen. Yeah. Because our world is full of people who don't want to do the work. They just want to get paid and don't actually do the work. So you get all these...
They want to repeat the
midwits. Command. I heard Andrew Tate say the word midwit, and I think that's really funny.
I always imagined it as like...
Because you're this mid-level... You're good enough to get into the place... but you're not good enough to actually make the music yourself.
I always imagined that specific role as like someone higher than them just being like, okay, repeat this command and just keep repeating this command to the people that are working under you, but word it differently.
Basically,
and you just keep repeating a thing, and that's your your job, and if it's not completed, you just keep repeating the thing until like they notice and they're like, oh wait, this stinks. We don't want to do that. But it's usually just repeating like a commit. Like imagine like
there's really no nuance in American economics or finance. It's very one-dimensional. It's very stale.
Yeah.
It's been this way for a long time. It's why the country doesn't look very interesting. I mean, it's a beautiful country. Trust me. I love parts of it, for sure. But it's the reason why you can see a mini mall, and it looks the same as every mini mall you've ever seen. There's no personality to it.
Yeah.
It's because there really isn't much art or nuance or creativity in whatever we're doing here. So at least where I live right now, at least where I'm from anyway. So I've traveled and I've been proven wrong on that point. But I'm saying when you see, I guess the worst parts of I find American cities to be very dystopian. So that's sort of what I'm talking about.
I agree. Yeah. I think just
it's the shopping mall problem, where everything starts to look the same across the entire country.
Yeah.
So all the music starts to sound the same. All the people start dressing the same.
I'm going to start wearing a robe to the West Effort Mall. But what was it? I wanted to go back on different record studios have different like contract stuff. Mm-hmm. So when you said that, the first thing that came into my head...
I know I said this before, but again, I have no experience with any.
No, I know.
Literally just talking. I'm shooting from the hip here.
Well, this is like
I'm just telling you what I've heard.
Yeah,
and what I believe.
Yeah, this is our interpretation of what we think it is, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's the cool part. So,
I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah,
it's not like I've worked in the studio and had a bad experience, and now I'm like, fuck them. No, this is just what I've heard so far.
Okay. Like, when you said, like, certain record companies hold certain contracts, this is going to sound really immature, but the first thing I thought of was console wars between, like, the PS5 and, like, the Xbox.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, we got the best exclusives. And it's like, oh, it's exactly like that.
See,
which sucks already.
This is like, what I mean about the country not being very nuanced. It's not very colorful. It's all very one-dimensional. It's all very middle school, right?
It is.
Like
yeah,
I feel like I've been advertised to as a middle schooler, but we all grew up. But I mean, if you look at any billboard, I mean, I just went over the bridge. I just went over to the airport, Philadelphia Airport. You see those billboards. And can you imagine a Lee Street podcast billboard? That's the first thing I thought of.
You put it over a Bet365 billboard.
Yeah.
You know those there's a thing called, you remember tagging where you get spray paint and you like rock it? There's a new thing where dudes palm like a giant magnet on their hand and they lob it and it goes on top of like a high infrastructure,
right?
Like a billboard, and they lob it and it just slaps right on the middle of like someone's face or something.
I like that.
We should do that. Well, that's illegal. We should
allegedly
do that on a Bet365 or FanDuel,
DraftKings,
like a FanDuel.
If you look at any of those advertisements, though, it's so that type of advertising, billboard advertising, is probably the worst kind, and it's always a solid 10 years behind where the culture is in America, anyway.
Yeah.
So if you look at a billboard right now, it looks like what it was supposed to have looked like 10 years ago. Because they're just that far behind. Whoever's working in that industry is just that far behind where everybody else is. So, and you get that with, I mean, I'm not saying that about the console wars. They're pretty advanced because the consoles are mixed in with the computer and the tech industry. So they're a little bit more forward thinking, I guess. But even still, I mean, we had, I was talking to Pat and Sarah about the PS5 and, I mean, it is a pointless console.
No, it is. Yeah.
It is a completely pointless console that you can build a way better computer for way less money.
Well, that's
have way more fun.
That's what I was like getting at. It's like
and use a PlayStation controller, by the way. You can just plug that in.
You can use GameCube controllers on like Steam games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I do. Like,
and I don't mean to keep rehashing stuff, but
no, but it goes back on it. Like so
it's just for money. Why would you make a PlayStation 5? Because a certain amount of people are going to buy it.
Yeah, why not?
That's the only reason why you made it. That's it. You didn't make it for fun.
Why not just get that money and then give it to studios so that they can make like a better game? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think people. I think most people now are like, yeah, you know what? I just want a PC.
Would you rather?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say you're a big fan of chocolate chip muffins. Okay?
I am. Yeah.
You are, so that makes it easier. Okay. I think you ask the average person, would you rather imagine a muffin shop that started off, they opened 5 years ago, and it's just like a mom and pop shop. It's a place you can walk to. It's right down the street from your house. You can walk there in the morning and get some muffins on Sunday. It's Easter tomorrow. Get some muffins for Easter, come back, great. Everyone would prefer that, but that is what we're moving away from. So now, if you know, imagine that same muffin shop being bought by like a huge company just for the recipe, and then they, you know, close that building, and then they open up a big factory 50 miles away because there's no land near where the muffin shop is, right? And now they mass produce these muffins, but they're full of weird like preservatives and stuff because they have to go into plastic packaging.
Yeah.
And then the only way you can get the muffin is to go to some convenience store and to get this plastic wrapped, preservative filled version of the muffin that was baked like 2 months ago that's just been sitting on the shelf.
I think it's a convenience thing.
Why on earth?
Yeah. Like,
what I mean, just going through that, I'm looking back on the words that I said, and it makes no fucking sense. But that's where we've been going. We've been on this track for a long time, before you and I were born. So that's why we don't have the muffin shop down the street. That's why if you have places like that in your town, it's fucking awesome. If you have little shops like that, people love it, and they don't leave.
I think what the reason behind that is because it's a convenience thing. So, like, if those muffins are that good, but they're available at, like, a Wegmans, you're going to go to Wegmans anyway because you got to get groceries, right? Like, I think people just don't want to go to the shop. I don't think they maybe care enough to just go to the shop if they can just go to Wegmans or something and then pick it up there. You know what I mean?
I care enough because that's what life's all about. Life is not about the big picture. Life's not about winning some trophy or...
yeah, but we are talking about New Jersey, though.
We are talking about New Jersey. That's true. I'm speaking for myself. I will often get caught up in my work or try to get too much done in a short enough period of time, not give myself enough slack, and I forget to go for a stroll down to the muffin shop and just
chill out.
Grab one of those instead of trying to get everything done in 1 hour and all one place. Yes, I mean, that's extremely convenient, but...
Yeah.
Okay, we have those places. It's called Walmart. And there's a lot of people who just don't go to Walmart because of what Walmart is.
Yeah, well,
you can get everything there. You can literally get everything there.
Walmart's terrible, man.
And because of that fact, people don't go there. Because it's fucking Walmart.
Yeah, because, like, every video I see of Walmart now is, like, someone getting into, like, a fight or, like, someone stealing and getting caught and thrown into, like, a like a shopping cart. It's terrible, man.
I don't have a solution, by the way. I don't have, like, I don't have the means to create my own version of, utopia. This is just the world we've been given. This is the way things were when we were born.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to work on it here.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. But I wanted to go back to
Did you watch Voyager, by the way?
No, I watched the first episode of Fallout, though.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I've seen that one. I've only seen the first episode. But we can keep talking about this. I just wanted to see.
I like the Ghoul, and I like the Vault Dweller. They're pretty cool.
I don't like how the ghouls look.
Yeah, they're not they're not busted up enough. But they aren't. They're not scrappy enough.
I hate when I see something on television where it's supposed to be a survival end of the world scenario and everyone's got perfect teeth.
The Ghoul does have perfect teeth on it.
Does he?
Yeah, I think he does, yeah. Like, it's actually, like, good. I think the only thing...
Like, do you think I'm an idiot? Not you, but as a, do you think your viewers are that dumb? Where they...
Well, like, they're trying to reach out to people that didn't play Fallout.
Yeah, but it's not... It makes no sense. There's a nukes went off.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You're trying to survive in a nuclear wasteland.
I know, but they're trying to reach out to people that didn't play the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
And some of those people are like, ghouls? Oh, no, they have to have like perfect skin, but no nose, but perfect teeth. Like
I didn't even like the ghouls in Fallout 4. I thought they were weird. I thought they were way too smooth. I mean, they're calling you the first time you meet a ghoul in Fallout 3, and I didn't play the.
I honestly didn't play much of Fallout 4.
I didn't play much of Fallout 1 or 2. Okay,
one's pretty good.
I don't have that experience, so my Fallout experience starts at 3, and they're calling you smooth skin all the time, as if it's an insult, and it's funny,
It is.
And then the ghouls in Fallout 4 have almost smooth skin.
Yeah. I need to play Fallout 2. Apparently that's the best one. Mm-hmm. Apparently, because the Enclave are like so like they're such a good bad guy that it's like it's awesome. But yeah, I just watched episode 1 of Fallout, and I rewatched Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire.
Oh, okay.
Dude, that movie is so awesome. I love all the zoom-ins on everyone's faces when something happens because it's Sam Raimi, and he's hilarious. He's the guy that made Evil Dead and Army of Darkness.
I remember seeing that movie in theaters when it was new. I was really young.
2004.
2004, yeah.
Yeah. Man.
I was 7 years old.
Huh. Man. Damn, I was gonna run it back onto the physical media thing because I was thinking of.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to cut off our conversation.
No,
about that.
I'm sorry.
I just wanted to talk about Voyager real quick, if we could have, but if you didn't see it, it's fine.
No, I didn't.
So I'll cut out all this.
Not this week, but you remember when VHS and Betamax were going up against each other?
And Betamax was better, but it still lost.
Yeah, what would be like today's Betamax for physical media? Like physical, like
probably just the idea of physical media in general,
like
versus probably and I don't mean to oversimplify your question, but a lot of people prefer having the disc and putting it in. Mm-hmm. So the people who liked Betamax preferred the quality that they got from the format, and they were okay with putting up with whatever. I guess there were less Betamax players, Betamax cartridge players, right? So you had less options to choose from. But the people who liked the format were okay with that. They're like, okay, this is my thing, whatever. But then VHS ended up winning because it was a more marketable product.
Yeah.
So in the same way, Spotify, YouTube Music, the streaming platforms have become more popular because it's a more accessible thing. And it doesn't mean it's better, right? So like TikTok is extremely popular. Has been for a while. Mm-hmm. I have never seen anything about TikTok that has ever looked good or helpful. Or like I've never seen a single aspect about TikTok that is something to be admired. And yet it's extremely popular. But to me, it makes no sense. I mean, you watch, how long are the videos?
They're like 30 seconds, I think.
At least Vine was funny, for God's sake. This is just mindless. This is the beginning of the Wall-E world, like Wall-E, the Wall-E people and the fat people in the chairs.
Yeah, that's I actually saw a meme about that where like
this is how that starts.
Yeah, there was a photo of those guys in the wheelchairs, and then they were talking about like TikTok. It's like, oh, I get to learn so much about stuff. TikTok's actually really good, and it's like, no, like 80% of the videos are filled with the most like attention-seeking people in the world that are just putting a phone on their like.
It's the cheapest thing I've ever seen. It's the cheapest, fakest shit I've ever, and I haven't even laid eyes on it. Really, I've never downloaded it. It's just from seeing it, just people sending you TikToks, whatever, and it's been in the culture for years now. So
I just think it's like really like. It's just people that just are attention seeking.
And yet, it's extremely popular, extremely marketable. Yeah. YouTube has YouTube Shorts, which is their own version of it, which is fucking terrible. Why would they do that? Why would YouTube bend the knee to TikTok?
I don't know if I'm like cynical or something, but like all those videos of just like the phone on the dresser in their like bedroom, and they do like a dance number. I hate that, man. It's like
I guess it's for kids. Well, but if you're over the age of 20 and you're using TikTok...
Well, I think that's kind of weird. Like, you're a grown adult that's like... You're trying to get views from kids.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I don't really use social media at all anymore. I never really loved it. And then at this point, I've kind of just felt like I've aged out of it.
Whatever happening to making stuff for your peers? like you're these people are making like videos and they're just like,
stop that guy, he's thinking, get him out of here, that guy Cameron, he's using his brain.
Yeah, for once. Was it no, I think it's such a weird like thing. Like, yeah, I make TikTok videos and it's like I don't know, like it you know what, there's probably some good stuff on that site, but like at first glance, it always just seemed like the most, like...
It's a fundamentally flawed platform.
Yeah, like...
Just like how the YouTube Shorts thing's fundamentally flawed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because you can have something like Vine, which was flawed in a worse way. So 7-second things. And Vine was way better than TikTok for the short, period. People still talk about...
I thought 7 seconds was interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of like how Twitter had the 140 characters.
Yeah.
Because you can't really say anything in 140 characters. So
you really can't, no.
And it's funny because Twitter, it's way longer now. And people still spend all day tweeting and say nothing.
Yeah, well, it turned into Facebook. I think that's what Twitter ended up... They were just like, all right, too many people are like writing 8-paragraph essays on their Facebook post. Let's just make something simpler. And then... How many years later, it's like, okay, well, now we're just going to make it Facebook again, but a different UI. It's like, all right, whatever. But,
it's the struggle of the printing press, right? So you have the beautiful invention is made. And then, just like the barnacles, it immediately, whenever something good happens, all of these barnacles start getting attached to it.
Not only that, you got to squeeze it as hard as you humanly can, because you can't just leave something alone for once.
So this is going to be an issue forever.
No, I know, yeah. But
I think so anyway. That's why I call it the printing press issue, because this was a problem back then. What were the first thing when you're in the Epcot ball, when they start talking about the invention of paper?
Yeah.
And what was the first thing they used it for? Taxes. Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst.
Kind of funny. I mean, it's true. Yeah.
I was watching a video of this guy playing this Egyptian RTS game, and he made a he tried to he tried to import all these immigrants into like his town in Egypt, and he intentionally made the taxes low so that he can get more people. And then what he did after that was he tried to wall them up with like stone walls, and then he pumped up the taxes to like 30% or something. And then what ended up happening was the characters were so like pissed off about the town that they were in, they just started to phase through the stone walls and leave. It was really funny. But
that's like what could have happened if Joe Biden's administration got an extra 4 years.
Yeah. But what was it? I was thinking, like, so if we make CDs, right, for music, what's stopping us from trying to use a flash drive, or even, hear me out, pretty cool, right, an SSD, 1 terabyte, and you just throw as much as you humanly can at it on your 12 tracks, like everything, and then just like, make an album, make like I was thinking, like, if you just made like
a 1 terabyte long album. Is that what you're suggesting?
With 12 tracks, yeah.
That would be an insanely long piece of music.
No.
1 terabyte.
No, it's not long, but you try to use as much memory as you humanly can on each track. And then...
Hey, people have tried. If you listen to the Bendel and Goliath by the Mars Volta, I don't even know how they mixed that album.
Yeah.
There's so much going on.
Like,
There's so much going on at every moment. It's like... to listen to it is difficult.
Yeah.
Let alone to make it or mix it.
But like, you make these tracks that are like so memory consuming, and then you just put it on an SSD, and then what you do is, if you want to sell it to people, you wrap it like you would like a CD, like, because I like the CD case, but you put like a plastic wrap or like something like on the SSD on the front of your album cover.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking of, like, okay, I like how vinyls are like, they're different colored. Like, what what would be
what's like a modern equivalent to
what would be the modern equivalent to
Yeah.
that? And the first thing that I think of is an SSD, and then you wrap it like you know how like you wrap a car, like you do the same for the SSD.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I got you.
You do the same for the SSD,
Okay,
and you
that
just
makes
like
sense.
pop your album cover on it, and it's like, all right, here you go. Also,
Now, I love the idea.
yeah, but it's
It's extremely excessive to the point where I don't think anyone would buy it, unfortunately. Because
what if it's
no
so
one would buy it? No one buys a 1 terabyte blank SSD.
no, but what if it's like
I do, but most people wouldn't. You know, if you have, how about a 10 gigabyte flash drive?
yeah,
You're bringing your cost way down. You can fit the same amount on a 10 gig flash drive.
I'm trying to
So, I mean, that's probably the better. All the packaging, perfectly the same. You know, if you had if you were able to make, like, I had a flash drive that was a surfboard one time.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you can get really creative with the shape and everything. So, it is a great idea. Or doing like you were mentioning before,
or make it like a USB-C thing.
you could have maybe 100 gigabyte hard drive and 50 podcast episodes on it.
Yeah,
Or something like that, because just for the storage sake,
I
1 terabyte would be way too excessive. No one would buy that.
Oh, damn. I was thinking in terms of like when you're editing something in Adobe Premiere and you have the option to export the video in like 1080 and then another resolution up and then like 4K, 8K, 16K, 32K. Can you do the same thing with like audio tracks, or is that like just so pointless?
I don't know what it would do. It wouldn't do anything. You would be adding density to nothing, essentially. So the only thing,
really? Okay, yeah,
the only thing you can do is just make a
better.
better album. That's why I brought up the Bendel and Goliath, because like there are great albums that sound so incredibly empty
What if there
compared to that album, because there's so much going on. But at the same time, it's the same. It doesn't take a terabyte to make that with music, because music is fast. This tape machine right here, the faster you spin the tape, the higher quality the sound, not lower, the higher.
Okay.
So if you spin the tape slower, you get a more noisy track. It's weird. You would think it would be the opposite, but the faster you go by the tape head, higher quality you get.
Okay, so if I go into my DAW, my digital audio workstation, and you know what, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to make 400 million trumpets into this one section. Does that not like increase the memory used?
I mean, it would, but
But
you
like
reach a point of diminishing returns. Okay, so when you master a track,
but what if it sounds really good?
You're trying to bring the track. This is something I struggled with my first album, and we do have to go soon.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
we're on up. We got 10 minutes. This is something I struggled with, mixing and mastering my first record, because honestly, I still don't know how to do it. I'll probably never be able to admit that. It's like, I got it. I'll probably never be able to say that. But it's something I learned when doing the podcast, is all you're trying to do is you're just trying to bring everything to a set volume, which is 0 decibels. So that's all you're doing. So if you keep adding tracks, if you keep multiplying things, like, you can do that. So if you listen to certain Beach Boys songs, they'll have an intro where they have the same note. They'll have 5 instruments playing the same note. So the intro to California Girls, it's a really beautiful intro.
Okay.
It's single notes being played on a bunch of different instruments. So you're hearing the same note on a bunch of different voicings. So you could do that for sure. You could just play an A note on every horn that's ever existed. And if you brought the volume down enough, you would be able to get a flat sound of all of them at 0 decibels. That is possible.
Okay.
But you would have to bring the gain down so much because of how, would you say, 400 tracks? You'd have to bring the gain of each track down so much because of how many tracks there were. Because you would reach a point where everything's distortion.
Yeah.
Everything would be maxing out. You would just be at the red line the whole time, and you wouldn't hear anything at all.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, with video it's different, and I don't even know, because like I've seen, like, there are ways to render videos on my computer, where the file size is more than the amount of files that I've used.
Yes.
So, like, let's say I'm using 300 gigabytes of video, and I'm exporting the file. I'm able to export it up to like 600 gigabytes file.
Mm-hmm.
By the way it's being encoded or something. but I don't know what it's doing. I don't know what it's adding to the thing.
Yeah, well,
I have no idea. Yeah, so I don't know how that works.
Damn. Okay. So, guys out there listening to the podcast, if you have some free time, go ahead, open up your DAW. If you know how to program it, throw in 400 million trumpets, and then make sure it's mixed and looked at well, and just send it on over.
Email us at leestreetpod@aol.com.
Yeah. And then we'll be all squared away, and then we can, understand this process a bit better. But other than that, I think we're going to call it. I'll see you guys later.
We do have to get back to Voyager.
Yeah, we do.
The last 2 episodes, we didn't talk Voyager.
Yeah, we're drifting off the beaten path a bit.
I've been watching it. I watched it last night.
Yeah.
I watched Eye of the Needle last night. It's actually pretty good.
Do you know there's people out there that watch TV shows at like 1.5 speed to watch it faster?
Yeah, I've heard that about listening to books and audio
isn't that
podcasts.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I think you should turn down your Adderall prescription if you're doing that.
I think you should
back off the stimulants.
I think you should decaf.
Hey, howdy, hey. You didn't think you'd get away without hearing from your old pal Roy now, did you? Huh? Well, no, I guess you didn't. What was that? Okay, well, now I have the ad for today's episode. Isn't that great? Bubble butt ass enhancement. Yes, if your ass is flat or simply not big enough. You can call them up, and my mom actually just started working for them, so that's how I got the ad. Call my mom for a bigger ass. 855-955-755. Tell them DJ Roy Phillips sent you, and you'll get 5% off your new junkie trunk. Satisfaction guaranteed for you and whoever gets to see your ass within the first 6 months. Oh, your money back. Baby got back. Oh,